Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff, and John and I are at the Huawei booth checking out the Huawei MateBook, and he's doing a little bit of a drawing there for me. So John drew a little doohickey dude, and I kind of want to ask him about the drawing experience. So what do you think, John?
It's a lot different than using a Wacom tablet, because with a Wacom tablet you don't draw on the screen. So no matter how fine-tuned this pen will be, for someone like myself, drawing on the screen is just unnatural.
So how do you feel about how accurate the pen is for drawing?
Yesterday when we tested it out, it seemed to track fairly well and without any jagged edges. It seems to be doing okay right now, but on this point of the curve and over here, it just has this random shape that's not part of the stroke, and that's a failure to track accurately. But otherwise, it seems to keep up moderately well with the tip of the pen. Sometimes it draws underneath the tip depending on the angle, and it makes it a little hard to put it right where you anticipate. For instance, I thought that would go right on his chin, and it went underneath his chin.
So I wonder if there's any settings to help calibrate that, but I can't find them at the moment. So you have 1,048 degrees of pressure, or levels of pressure for this display. And when I was playing with it, at least when writing, it worked pretty well. Can you do a demonstration of just simply saying something, writing?
Sure.
Mushy. Is that how you really feel?
I was not paid to write that.
There you have it. So let's see what we have here for the Huawei MateBook. This thing is ultra light, so it's 640 grams, 6.9 millimeters thin. So it says that we have a 6th generation Intel Core M7. That's what this one should be. You also have an M5 and an M3 as far as I understand. You have a couple different RAM configurations, 4 gigabytes and 8 gigabytes. Also, what's nice is that you can configure it all the way up to 512 gigabytes of solid state storage. On the side here, we have a fingerprint sensor, which I've not been able to use or try out. I'm sure that's not something they want people to do on the floor, lock people out of the unit. The display is 12 inches, 2160 by 1440, so that's a Quad HD display. It's an IPS screen. You can see that this thing really is very nice and thin. You can grab it like this. So we've got a really nice form factor, really nice build to this. It's all metal. And so you can take a look around it. So on the top here we've got 2 speakers. We have a microphone, also a power button. You can see that the edges are chamfered. Gives it a really nice appearance. So here is the volume buttons and the fingerprint sensor. Have another microphone, it seems, and USB-C. It sounds like this little adapter kit comes with it. So you have 2 USB 3.0 ports here. You have a place to plug in your Ethernet cable. There's an HDMI port and a VGA display port. Then on the bottom here, we have the port to connect to the keyboard. So there's no extra battery or anything in this keyboard dock. It just simply connects right here. Then on the left side, we have a standard headphone jack and another microphone. You can just plug it in like so. Then we have a camera on the front. I don't remember what the spec was, if that was 5 megapixel or what. But then there's an ambient light sensor. There's also a hall sensor. So if you are to close this, actually let's do it this way. If you were to close this over here, it turns off the display and then it turns back on. So that's nice to have a hall sensor there. Otherwise, you just got standard Windows fare. It seems like a really nice and snappy device. I don't have any complaints there. The display looks nice enough. After seeing the display on the new Samsung tablet, though, that AMOLED display, it's hard to go back to an IPS display, admittedly, at least on a 2-in-1. So that's a 12-inch display. You can also purchase this type cover thing, multifunction keyboard case, separately. This is $130. You've got a glass trackpad here. And I've had a chance to test out the keyboard, and I felt that the keys felt a little bit mushy, but the trackpad did feel very nice and pretty accurate. So the stylus is also separate, and that's going to set you back about $54 or $56. I forget what it was. Do you mind if I show a bit about this stylus? So the stylus has a laser pointer on it, so you can use this for meetings. You've got a left click and a right click. So you've got your left click and a right click, so you can pull up menus there. So here you can see that we have this docked. You can take this off. They say for just plugging this in for an hour, you can get a really, really nice long charge out of it. We can go ahead and just close this on top of it. Makes this nice little portfolio. I like how this looks. I'm not really a fan of this particular color, but you have a couple color options. So you just fold this over on itself, and it seems to fit into a little notch there. Seems stable enough, and that's how you set it up as your little workstation. Enter your product key. For reals? No. How about you type on it? Tell me what you think.
Whoa. Who put the cap locks on?
I didn't do it.
Wow, I cannot type on this. This is awful.
Why is it awful?
The keys are all squished together. I need some separation in between them.
Let the record show that John thinks there should be more separation between the keys. So now I want to type on this and see how I feel. Hello there. How are you? And stuff and such. I can't. What I don't like is how far the travel is to press downward. It makes it feel kind of mushy to me. Too much for me. And I also don't like this bounce. I'm not such a fan of that. That's what I have to say. You know, it really isn't so bad, but it's not the best keyboard. But the trackpad definitely is good. I like that glass trackpad. It works really, really well. But this would not be my choice for keyboard. So here we have the MateBook next to an iPhone, just for scale, against little me. So, you know, it's really nice, very light. I do like that. I do how like that feels. Look at that. It's very nice and thin. I can hold it with just my little finger, my thumb. It starts to get heavy, but... So in this Huawei booth, we don't really have connection to the internet. So there are some things I wanted to test out, such as the speakers, to see how those sounded, but that's a little bit difficult to do. This is just very much giving a bit of a hands-on with this device. Of course, I would need to get one in hand to check it out more. You guys will have to let me know of your interest in that. So we've also got a creamy white model in addition to this black one. I think I definitely like the black one better. So it's nice. It definitely gives you an option for another 2-in-1. I think that you can get the specs up pretty nice as well. My frustration with the Samsung 2-in-1 is that you seem to be stuck at 4 gigabytes, where you can have 8 gigabytes on this, and all the way up to an M7 with 512 SSD. So that's great. It really does give you a lot of options. Plus this keyboard it's a good concept. It's quite nice. I don't think that the keyboard is the best again, but it definitely will do. And the pen is good, although John, who really does draw with a pen for a living, really wasn't so convinced about it. So that's all that we have to say for now. Maybe there are some calibration options with this. So this has been Erica, the technology nerd, likes to film stuff. If you'd like to subscribe, I would really appreciate that to support my channel, guys. I really greatly appreciate that. And you can comment as well. Let me know what you think about this device. This has just been a small hands-on, and goodbye.